Ekitike to Liverpool is here we go. Those famous three words from the man Fabrizio Romano himself have been tweeted out. Rivals all over socials are rattled. They're fuming. They're annoyed. How are Liverpool be able? How are they spending so much money? How can Liverpool do this? They've already brought in Wirtz. They've already brought in Kirkes. They've already brought in Frimpong. Diaz looks like he's set to leave. They're probably going to bring another winger in as well. The reaction from rival fans, Ekitike is not that good. He's only had one season. As I said to you guys yesterday, the striker market is not a world-class market like it used to be many years ago. You're playing now for a lot of potential, and Ekitike has bundles of potential. 23 years of age, coming off the back of a 30-plus goal contribution season. I think Liverpool have got a really good striker on their hands who was available, who they've gone in. And what the best thing about this entire deal is, they have managed to get a here we go for Ekitike, in which, when it was first reported, was only about 8-9 days ago, when there was actual, real credible links. How long does it take other football clubs when it comes down to doing this, doing that? It seems to take so long with a lot of things. But fair play to Liverpool. They've done the business. Make sure you drop a like. Let me know your thoughts down below. Some videos are hitting well over 1,000 likes. So if you haven't already, please go down, smash that like button, and let me know your thoughts. Make sure you hit that subscribe button too. We are, as it stands right now, guys, we are 61 subscribers away from 66K. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. There'll be plenty of transfer updates today. So make sure you are here every single step of the way. Now, before I get into the Luis Diaz, I keep saying Luis Diaz links, I want to talk about the here we go that come out from Fabrizio Romano a couple of hours ago with Ekitike joining Liverpool for a 90 million euro fee, which works out to be 78 million pounds. Here we go. So it comes out, it says breaking Ekitike to Liverpool. Here we go. Deal in place for a fee over 90 million euros for this French striker to join from Eintracht Frankfurt, potentially reaching 95 million euros. 6-year deal for Ekitike, valid until 2031. He only wanted Liverpool move. New striker for slot. And there he is. The medical, you'd imagine, will probably take place in the next 48 hours. But you're asking yourself, why have they just signed him? Why have they just signed a player who only just had one real season at the top of his game? Well, the guy's had 29 goal contributions in 47 games in the Bundesliga for Frankfurt, which is a very good return. He's had a decent return in Europe as well. He's 23 years of age, who can play left wing, who can play right wing, who can play as a number 9. Last year, 30 GA in 40. I think he got 32 in 44 games. That is a very good return. Very good return. Look at last year's numbers. I'll bring them up on the screen just for you guys to have a look. This here is a player that if you can put him around better players, which Liverpool can, under better coaching, which Liverpool can, could quite easily hit 17, 18 league goals in a Liverpool shirt. He is very good. 22 goals in 45 games with 12 assists, 34 GA. Very good return. His numbers in terms of per 90 are also very good. He's got a good first touch. He makes good runs down the channels. He's versatile. Like I said, can play left wing, can play right wing. His wages, he was only on 67,000 euros a week. As you can see there. That's his stats from last season. 44 games. 19 goals. That's not including the DFB Bakau either. But look at the guy's numbers. Like, I don't understand why everyone is like, look at his numbers. His numbers are very, very good. Very good. Non-penalty XG, total shots, assists, expected goals, passes attempted are pretty good for a striker, progressive carries, take-ons, touch in the attacking penalty area, and progressive passes. All very good. But everyone's like, oh, yeah, but is he worth 90 million euros? Just read the comments. I'll tell you what, I'm actually going to bring up the responses in Romano's tweets, right? So this is obviously Romano's tweet where he's put out the here we go, right? Look how salty some of these people are. This Santi guy who's got 36,000 followers. Investigate Liverpool now. Where are they getting the money from? Well, they put Florian Wirtz-Kerkez and Frimpong, I believe, into last year's Premier League money. They also won the Premier League. And in last summer's transfer window, they only spent money on Federico Chiesa and Georgi Mamardashvili. And Georgi Mamardashvili went back on loan to Valencia. So, yeah. 95 million for 15 Bundesliga goals is insane. Game's gone. Okay, as a Chelsea fan, you know that the striker market isn't 95 million for the new Shamak. You know the striker market isn't there. The salt on the timelines is absolutely incredible. Just because Liverpool, yet again, have done more good business. Now, this is what's going to be very interesting, is Bayern are set to bid again for Luis Diaz in order to find an agreement with the Liverpool player. He's their top target. Exclusive update, Malik Fofana has been added to the shortlist if Liverpool won't sell Diaz. Bayern already made contact to ask for the Fofana deal conditions. Now, that's going to be very, very interesting. I think Luis Diaz will get a move. I don't necessarily know. I think Barcelona are completely out of the race because they've just signed Marcus Rashford. So it's looking like if he is going to join any football club, it's probably going to be Bayern Munich, who desperately need a left winger. Rafa Leao apparently has been priced out of a move. I genuinely believe, I genuinely believe Luis Diaz, his time at Liverpool is done. And then because they've signed Ekitike for £78 million, there is still money left over because they were prepared to put 130, 140 million on the table for Alexander Isak. Once the Diaz sale goes through, I personally believe they will go back in for Rodrygo. That is my personal opinion. That is my opinion. I genuinely believe that, the saltiness we're seeing on the timelines is because football clubs right now, their clubs aren't doing huge business. When I look at the situation with regards to the Arsenal having got Gyökeres done, Chelsea still want their striker. I just don't get why rival fans are so few. Like, it's not your club. It's not your football club. Why do you care? Why do you care? Like, I can understand people are jealous, but outright going after saying, oh, he's a Shamak. How is he a Shamak? The geezer just got 32 goal contributions. He's 23. Luis Diaz is an interesting one, though, because I think the whole Rodrygo situation is going to get very, very, very interesting in the few days because his entire future needs to be essentially resolved. Whether he's going to be at Liverpool, going to be at Arsenal, stay at Real Madrid, it's going to be resolved in probably the next week. Now, the papers are coming out. Lewis Steele, a reporter, I don't know who this guy is. I've never heard of him, but he shared something yesterday that breaking Liverpool have open talks with Real Madrid. He shared this article from Madrid Zone coming out from ESPN Brazil. So it looks like they are going to go in for Rodrygo. It looks like right now that Liverpool Football Club do have money to spend left over. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens with regards to Rodrygo. If it's not going to be Rodrygo, they may go in for Rafa Leao. Or I do think the Gordon story does have some legs, especially if Newcastle bring in another big forward. But we will have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. I'm out.